When it comes to calculating the cost of attending college, there's tuition, there are fees, and then there's something else that doesn't always get as much attention: indirect costs. What are indirect costs? Well, they're basically everything except tuition and fees. Things like books and supplies, room and board, transportation, insurance, entertainment, and personal expenses. All the many extras associated with college life. And while they may not seem significant, the truth is much different. For four-year public colleges and universities, indirect costs make up about 2/3 of the total cost of attendance. And for community college students, indirect costs represent 75% of the total cost of attendance. The reality is, indirect costs make up the majority of the total cost of college attendance for more than half of the students in America. And what's more, while the process for setting tuition fees is relatively clear and straightforward, there are few guidelines for developing estimates and setting budgets for indirect costs, with the U.S. Department of Education and professional associations providing only general guidance. If budgets are set too low, students may have to work outside of school more, which could affect persistence and completion rates. Set too high, and the overall price of college attendance becomes unnecessarily inflated, leading students to overborrow and rack up debt. Correctly estimating indirect costs is important for institutions too, as they can have a big effect on net price and how much their students can borrow. Current research shows that even though slightly more than half of institutions provide allowances close to the estimated cost of living, 1/3 of colleges provide living allowances at least $3,000 below estimates, and 11% of colleges were at least $3,000 above estimated expenses. With the major impact that indirect costs can have on students and institutions all across America, many believe now is the time to establish and implement best practices to accurately estimate indirect costs. To learn more about indirect costs and how they might be best managed, read the complete white paper here.